Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
The line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Hey chat, how's it going? How are we doing tonight? Welcome, February 1st. Tomorrow's Groundhog's Day. Have you guys seen that movie Groundhog's Day? If not, you should definitely check it out. Z Jalapeno says, I finally watched The Corridor Crew. Honestly, I believe the videos are even more real than ever now. True, man. Very true. Quick apology to... quite frankly, I showed up late to his stream tonight. I had the time zone wrong. I feel really bad. I was like 15, 20 minutes late. Feel really bad. Also, kind of sucked because I focused too much on the cloud stuff. I hate talking about the debunk stuff, but I had to give an update because there's a lot of people out there that think that, oh, Kim.com paid somebody out, things been debunked, whatever. That's not true. So I just wanted to address that. Okay, so hello everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys tonight. We're going to do a relatively short stream tonight. Yeah, you guys saw me probably on Jeremy Reese's channel. I was not on the channel, but I was in the chat. I was checking out some of his cool stuff. Who was Michael that he was interviewing there tonight? Seemed to know a lot about UFOlogy. I was learning some stuff about TR3Bs, TR1As, whatever they are. Interesting. I didn't know about any of that stuff. Also, do I look totally different when I take my glasses off? I was looking at James O'Keefe's latest Sting video. Whether or not your politics align with him or not, you gotta respect the game. My man is out there throwing sting operations on people, and he's getting his own hands dirty. I was watching the video, and I'm like, normally he has these like hot girls and stuff, like, you know, honeypot these guys and get them to like tell all the secret truths or what have you. But this time it was just him. He had blonde hair and glasses on, and it was actually just James O'Keefe. Like, how did the guy not know? And he was pretending to be gay. It was really funny. I mean, he like really makes me want to do it. Like, what if we honeypot some Lockheed Martin employees or like somebody in the DoD? What if we honeypot them? Get them to tell us the truth about MH370. I'm like, he's got me thinking about it. maybe that's the move, huh? Or what if we even honeypot like someone in the media and like get them to admit that they've been told they can't talk about MH370? How funny would that be? That'd be pretty damn funny. Okay. You want to know what I was talking about there? Yeah. I replied. I think he posted a tweet. Let me find it. Okay, I'll have to look him up. Hold on. We'll go full screen here. It's pretty funny if you haven't seen it. Now, if you are, he put it as his banner. He put it as his banner. Okay, trigger warning. If you are a Democrat, this may offend you. I don't know. I assume James O'Keefe is right wing, but I think he's just independent. So this is him on the date where he's getting this guy who's like cybersecurity guy, claims that he was like trained in intelligence, and you know he's gay or whatever. So they're on a date, and this is James O'Keefe. He's just got his hair dyed blonde and he's got glasses on. And so you can see what he's saying. Basically, like he catches this guy basically saying how like Joe Biden's slowing down and there's like all this feud within like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, whatever, blah blah blah. Who cares? But
go through, and that does not.
hold on, I've got my sound all messed up. So the funny part is he takes his He takes his glasses off right here. He just takes his glasses off. He goes and he's like, "Why are you on a meeting with James O'Keefe? What are you doing in a meeting with James O'Keefe?" And he's like, what?" He's like, "Who's?" He's like, he's heard of James O'Keefe, but obviously he didn't know what he looked like because he's sitting across from him. It's like me just taking my glasses off, going, "Excuse me, chat. Why are you in a stream with Ashton Forbes right now? Why are you in a stream with Ashton Forbes? Don't you know that Ashton Forbes is talking about MH370? Oh my God, dude. I don't know. You gotta love it, man. Sting journalism. Like, we gotta bring Sting journalism back, man. Sting journalism, like, I just miss it, you know? Like, that's how you catch people telling the truth, especially in our day and age now, where people are just lying, like, through their minds, right? Like, through their teeth about everything. It's like, this is how you get people just, you know, telling the truth accidentally, right? I don't know. I love it. Okay. Let's get to the topic at hand, though, folks. MH370. Damn ice machine. Also, it's martini night again. I might have to... Man, I hope I'm not getting the consumption. You guys know what consumption means? In the early 1900s, that's what they used to call alcoholism, is the consumption. They treated alcohol like it was this thing that like took you over. Kind of like reefer madness. Getting the consumption. So yeah, quite frankly, I'm going to post, I'm going to retweet this probably tomorrow morning. So what are we going to do tonight? Tonight, I'm feeling a little bit lazy, and I don't want to go for hours and hours like we have the last few nights. Our streams have been really long. So I think I'm just going to do a quick review and then talk about what's coming next. And then possibly tomorrow morning, I'll talk about what we're going to post. I want to do Rolls-Royce in the future here soon, and I want to destroy all the Inmarsat stuff. So Mike Exner posted this paper. It confused the hell out of me because he says link to Ashton paper, and I'm sitting here going, wait, what is he talking to me? But no. One of these guys' names is Chris Ashton. Small world, folks. Apparently Ashton's a more common name than I thought. This is their paper. This one piece of paper here. So basically, they just make up a bunch of nonsense. I mean, look at this. Doppler on the signal passing from the aircraft to the satellite. Doppler on the signal passing from the satellite to the ground station. Frequency compensation applied by the aircraft, assuming level flight and fixed satellite location. Variation in satellite translation frequency. So, first of all, they're assuming a fixed flight location, and all their flight locations are wrong, right? They don't coincide with the witness. Witness sees a plane flying low. They're trying to say the plane's at like 40,000 feet. So there's already huge problems with this calculation. Way too many assumptions being made. Frequency compensation applied by ground station receive chain. I mean, these are just made up words. Fixed offset due to errors in the aircraft and satellite oscillators. This is just jargon. They just invented a whole methodology that's completely unscientific for how they're going to interpret these satellite pings. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So they just, basically what they did was they came up to a theory and then they tried to use this data and abuse the data as much as possible to try to fit into their little pet theories. It's ridiculous. No wonder Catherine T told us that they were trying to get her to change the time of her sighting, because it basically proved that their data was useless, right? How much do you want to bet that when you apply this data and coincide with Catherine T, that the data falls apart? How much you guys want to bet? I'll bet you guys pretty much anything. And Mike Exner still won't answer the simple question for us. He still can't answer a simple question. I'm going to bring it up real quick. Where's my sketchy data? Here it is. How come the ACARS system supposedly went off at 1707, okay? This plane takes off at 16:30, right about, or this, it pulls back at 16:30, okay? This is pulling back. Look at all these rows of data, man. Look at all these rows. Apparently, ACARS goes off at 17:07. Well, you could have fooled me because the data doesn't stop. Keeps flowing fine. Right? So it's like, okay, here's 17:07. Supposedly this is where the ACARS system turns off. Where's it turning off exactly? Data just keeps going. 1803, 1805, 1825, 1828, 1829. And now at 1839, an hour and a half, over an hour and a half after the ACARS was turned off, now we start to get this. Now, what this has been argued here is this is the phone call to the plane, which I'm willing to accept that. Okay, so these zeros, all these zeros are the phone call, the unanswered phone call to the plane. Okay, great. That's fine. I'll accept that. I will, even though it doesn't really make any sense to me, I'll go ahead and say sure. Why is all the data after this, including the 1839 one, just a couple rows? Where's all the data? Why does the data fall apart right here? He says, oh, well, they didn't get any callbacks or whatever. Well, how is this consistent with the ACAR system going off? And then they say the system turned back on at 1825. Well, if it's on, why is there only 10 rows of data? Someone just needs to give me a simple answer to this. It should not be rocket science. It shouldn't be controversial statements. They say that the system turned back on at like 1825 or something. Well, there's no discrepancies here. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, for the record, Arwen is a beast. Arwen is working her way up the investigative hierarchy. Not going to lie. So we're going to go through some of that as well. But she's been putting Mike, his feet to the fire. Actually, this is his response to her right there. She's been putting his feet to the fire because there's some, Arwen, if you can help try to get an answer, because I need to understand why the data, even if it went off at 1707, why is the data still fine until 1839? I don't get it. I don't trust the Inmarsat data at all, not even one tiny bit. And the reason is this: science is scientists is understanding observable reality. If you can take your science and you say this is accurate, then we should have found the plane. You are saying that you can pinpoint the plane based on your analysis here. Otherwise, your analysis is wrong. There's only one way. It doesn't work both ways, right? So either this is the true analysis and the way you calculate this, or either the data's wrong, or this analysis is incorrect. Where's the plane? Simple question, right? Where's the plane? Where's my other post? So what do I have? I have... God, I've got a lot of stuff. So yeah, so then here's the SDU unpowered. So this person just like grills them as well. So we're going to write this up. I'm trying to put all the pieces together right now. So the scalar physics. Close that. I honestly got to probably start putting it together like right now, or otherwise I'm gonna start losing some of it, because some of this stuff's in our Discord and the general chat. Oh yeah, some of these images. Yeah. Abnormal frequency offsets for the burst transmissions from the SATCOM at 1825 and 1819, or 0019, I mean. They used different bursts because the bursts were more stable. I mean, like, all this stuff is basically them just making up nonsense. And then we've got people on Reddit posts from 8 years ago literally arguing with Mike Exner. Same guy is talking to us now? Basically saying his analysis is nonsense. And where's the main one? Crap. I got too much stuff open, chat. Anyway, I will have to come back to it. I don't remember where I put it, but I have a link somewhere else as well. I thought I have it open on one of these. Not 100% sure where. God, I got a lot of stuff open. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got a lot. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. Yeah. And the other thing, too, just as Arwen's pointed out in the chat, last thing I'll say on the Inmarsat pings, if this plane was descending at 15,000 feet a minute, it's going to burst into 1,000 pieces, maybe even more than 1,000. Mike Exner even agrees with that. He claims falsely that it would all sink, which is not how it would work. So if it broke into 1,000 pieces, there would have been a giant debris field. We would have seen it from space the next day. Simple as that. Oh, there's an interview with DOD Jeff. We might have to watch that later. Corbell has not got back to me. I do not expect him to. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but I think that the amount of hostility we've gotten in the UFO community probably turns a lot of people off, which is fine. I don't really care. Okay, let's look at some of our other stuff. Let's watch this real quick. Amanda posted this.
Are they doing with these UFOs?
That's a very good question. I don't know the full extent. I've been told a lot of things, but it's mostly R&D. Okay, so when you do R&D, you have access to these crazy technologies. First of all, I've been told that reverse engineering them is a huge challenge for many reasons. Because if you want to build a spacecraft, an alien, or reproduce an alien spacecraft, there's many ways you can do it, right? You can use our own materials and just try to imitate the propulsion system. But if you really want to make your craft as effective as some of them, you need a totally different type of materials. And that's where the biggest challenge is, because apparently their technology is they can basically assemble molecules and atoms in a way that we can do, and we'll probably
about material
not
science
be able
here,
to
right?
do that in the next few hundred years. So that's why it's been a big challenge. I've been told about a lot of technologies we've still managed to replicate. I've been told about teleportation, which is not really
What? Did you just say teleportation, guys?
what people think. It's more like apparently we have a technology to move things from one place to another through different dimensions. We have transdimensional technologies. We have some really advanced medical technologies. We have some mind reading technologies. We have the ability to build clones. Apparently we have really, really advanced technology. So these private contractors have been doing a lot of R&D. Why they don't share that information with the public, I don't fully know. I've been told that they're not allowed to by the beings. I don't know if that's true. As a businessman,
Sounds like bullshit.
I don't fully understand. If you had the ability to monetize these technologies, if you didn't have any restrictions, you would do it. So I'm aware that some of the technologies we have been are the result of alien tech. I don't know if that's true, but they could patent a lot more things for sure and monetize a lot more things. So there must be a reason why these techs are not public. There must be a reason.
I mean, this is a great clip, Amanda. Holy smokes. Who is this? Tech entrepreneur? Who is this guy? This is somebody we definitely want to be talking to. UFO firefight details confirmed by investigator. Everybody's just going to ask him who he is. Who is he?
Nico, whose full name he prefers to remain anonymous.
He wants
but
to
I know
remain
who
anonymous?
He is, and he is a very successful tech entrepreneur. And he has had an amazing investigation into exploring some of the
Okay, well, anonymous tech entrepreneur, huh?
It's molecules and atoms in a way.
How are these people who got me blocked? Who are these people? Joe K 2024. So many random people have me blocked. People I've never even heard of.
That we can do, and we'll probably not be able to do that in the next few hundred years. So that's why it's been a big challenge. I've been told a lot about a lot of technologies we've still managed to replicate. I've been told about teleportation, which is not really.
Okay, chat.
What people think. It's more like apparently we have a technology to move things from one place to another through different dimensions. About teleportation, which is not really what people think. It's more like we've still managed to replicate. I've been told about teleportation, which is not really what people think. It's more like apparently we have a technology to move things from one place to another through different dimensions. We have transdimensional technologies. We have some really advanced medical technologies. We have some mind reading technologies. We have the ability to build clones. Apparently we have really, really advanced technologies. So
Clones?
These private contractors have been doing a lot of R&D. Why they don't share that information with the public, I don't fully know. I've been told that they're not allowed to by the beings. I don't know if that's true. As a businessman, I don't fully understand if you had the ability to monetize these technologies. If you didn't have any restrictions, you would do it. So I'm aware that some of the technologies we have been are the result of alien tech. I don't know if that's true, but they could patent a lot more things for sure and monetize a lot more things. So there must be a reason why these techs are not public. There must be a reason.
Should I just say the MH370 videos are real? Should we put a money bag?
They seem to have UFOs. What are they doing with these UFOs?
That's a very good question.
Let's go with that. Let's go ahead and give Amanda some follows there. Amanda deserves some. Amanda deserves a few extra follows there. That's legit though. This guy thinks the alien interview is real. So what? I don't think anyone's really fully debunked the alien interview. It's just one of those things. Everything is debunked that's out there, guys. Everything. Every single thing that's out there has been debunked, right? We got to think outside the box. The Jew star? No. No, Dorian. Dorian, we ain't doing that, Dorian. Actually, Okay. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's go through, before we do some more bookmarks, let's look through some of our other stuff. Okay, so there's Lou Elizondo video out here. Also, guys, if you haven't been following Skyfire News, make sure you guys are following it. I mean, they've been putting out really good content. And I don't just say that as somebody who is, you know, friends and likes Red Panda and Tupacabra and Keemstar, even though I do like them. I think they're pretty cool guys. But wow, they've been nailing it. So they found, like, I think 4 interviews that I didn't even know about this, that Lou Elizondo's been saying there's, for the last 2 years, has been saying there's a 23-minute UFO video out there. So I listened to this whole thing, this whole mashup here. He says it's movement we wouldn't really understand. And then somebody asks him, I think Witness Citizen here asks him about the, you know, would this be good to watch or whatever. He says, yeah, popcorn and some 3D glasses. The 3D glasses part is interesting. It actually implies, you could just say, oh, he was just thinking about like the movies, but why would you talk about 3D glasses? You would just say popcorn. 3D glasses part makes me think like maybe he actually is talking about the videos are in 3D. How crazy would that be? That could corroborate the MH370 video being originally in 3D. Because the other thing, too, is that when you think about what platform would this come from? So in his next quotes, he says, it also appears there were several craft involved. A lot of the sightings have been talking about triangles and orbs, right? So maybe there are several craft involved. And then he says, taken from a sophisticated platform. Taken from a sophisticated platform? I got a sophisticated platform for you. It's called Sibbers. And it's got to be catching UFOs. Because if you have a video that can look like this is going to catch a whole lot of UFOs. Especially if your video is scanning the world all the time like this.
Infrared surveillance continues.
If you got a video scanning the world like this, you're going to find a lot of UFOs. I guarantee it. Especially if you're scanning in infrared. The whole point of scanning in infrared is because, just like we saw from the FLIR footage, the DoD Navy FLIR footage, this is how you see the UFOs. Then he says he cannot violate his non-disclosure. So why do I put that out there? Because it tells you he's not telling the he's not telling the full truth. Simple as that. Lou Elizondo's not telling the full truth. He knows more information. And he's not letting it out. Right? Simple as that. That's a confirmed statement. We know 100% now he can't violate his non-disclosure. He says several times in one of these interviews he can't talk too much about it because he'd be violating his NDA. Same as David Grush. So we're never going to get what we need from those guys. Simple as that. So if those are your heroes and you think they're going to give you disclosure, they're never going to give it to you. It's not up to them. Simple as that. The people that are going to give it to you are the people like me and the other people that are doing open source investigation that are even people like James O'Keefe, even though he's not in UFOlogy. Can you imagine if we got James O'Keefe stinging on like Lockheed Martin people? Then he'll definitely get disappeared. Hey, Ripzip, appreciate it. Danny Jones. I don't know what that means, but yes, Danny Jones. If you have a question, Ripzip, let me know. And then I say, I wonder if he's talking about the persistent global surveillance satellite system, Sibbers/Sentient. Does it actually capture imagery in 3D infrared? Interesting. Very interesting. That's cool. Even if he's trolling, I appreciate the donation. Although, once again, don't ask anybody for money ever. That's not what this has ever been about. And I'm glad that people haven't been sending huge donations and stuff like they were early on. That was super awkward. So let's see. Yeah, the answer is we need to have open source. Now, the good news is some of this stuff's going to leak out. These videos are going to leak out, and we have to be on it like a hawk because the debunkers are going to debunk them. That's what's great about the MH370 videos. We have 2 videos. Very hard to debunk 2 videos that are in perfect synchronization. It's a lot easier to debunk one weird-looking video. Okay, so that was great. Man, this should have more views. My God. 1985. CNN, we're just going to watch this.
Tom Bearden, a retired U.S. Army lieutenant colonel, is among a small group of scientists and engineers who
listen to what this guy says.
perfected Tesla's ideas and are developing radio frequency weapons on a scale.
Develop Tesla's ideas, developing radio frequency weapons on a scale unimagined
in this country.
There have been a series of tests of these kinds of weapons, apparently, for a number of years. For example, airliners from Iran, before the fall of the Shah, saw deep within the Soviet Union very large, glowing spherical balls of light, which started out
glowing spherical balls of light,
small and then expanded to very large size, which are apparently these kinds of weapons for use in an
anti-ballistic missile defense role. That's what Bob Grenier said in Hard Truths #2. He said that the plasmoids can annihilate a weapon, and this is why we haven't been researching into anti-ballistic technology, because we have a perfect defense system. This is 1985.
Bearden believes that these satellite photographs are of mysterious non-nuclear explosions near an uninhabited island in the East Siberian Sea, and that they are discharges from an RF weapon that uses intersecting energy beams.
Intersecting energy beams called scalars. I mean, guys, the triangles. Like, now keep in mind, this is probably not exactly right, but like this is what we're talking about. We're looking at a triangle formation circling around the plane, right? It's creating a magnetic field. Now, this is 1985. This is 40 years ago. So they didn't have the media. This was CNN, by the way. This is old school CNN. They didn't have the understanding we have today.
Scalars.
In doing so, you can create, for example, either an electromagnetic explosion at a distance, or you can create an electromagnetic implosion at a distance, the extraction of energy.
The extraction of energy. He's talking about an endothermic reaction. He's not talking about an explosion. The reason why he says that it's an electromagnetic explosion is because 40 years ago. An absorption of energy is not an explosion by definition. It's an endothermic reaction. He's talking about the events that we're looking at in the video. I mean, now this is 40 years later, or 30 years later, right? Because this was 10 years ago. This is what he's talking about right here. You're staring at it. Poof. Endothermic reaction. Wow.
From a distant point. This would look like a cold explosion.
Cold explosion.
And I believe the thing on April the 9th, 1984, off the coast of Japan, that involved several 747 jet airliners, I believe that incident was a test of a cold explosion weapons. At least it met all the characteristics.
Pilot Doug Happ was in one
and then
of the
this guy,
5-year...
so I probably spelled his last name wrong. I didn't know how to spell it. But so this guy has a sighting, and the recreation of his sighting looks like a dome. And that's what Catherine T told me she saw. When I heard this, I went, wait, what?
Airline crews that saw an incredibly large cloud rising from the moonlit overcast below.
It looked like a plate coming up through an overcast, but it just kept expanding. And as it got higher, it was apparent that you could see right through the middle of it, so it looked like a big smoke ring.
Catherine T told me she saw a dome-like object the size of an oil rig, glowing orange, from the smoke that would have been left behind, the bromine, the halogen gas. That's pretty damn weird, chat. If you had told me we're going to find a video from 1985 where it's talking about the technology, I would have said, what? No way. No way. That's weird. Okay, check out the Quite Frankly review as well. I haven't been in touch with Catherine T. People wonder why. Well, the reality is we already got all we needed from Catherine T. The last thing I want to do is put Catherine T in the spotlight. It might even put her in danger if the videos are real. So I would rather take all the criticism and all the attacks than people going and trying to discredit Catherine T, which is exactly what they would try to do if she spoke out. Right? That's what would happen. She might even know that and realize that as well. Part of the reason why I also chose to be the person who's talking about the videos is because I can take all the bullshit and all the nonsense that people are throwing at me, and I'll even throw it right back in their faces, right? I'm not the greatest guy in the world. You come at me, you're going to get slapped down. And we're going to show that a little bit later as well. Okay, so the next huge thing. Okay, well, let's first go to the missing plane video. Let's play this. I didn't play this for you guys last night. I had it queued up, but I screwed up I screwed up the voice to text or whatever it was, so I had to redo it. Hey, Jeff. How's it going, buddy? How does a 777 crash into the ocean without leaving a debris field? No black boxes, and no acoustic detections, no radar signatures from 4 different countries and 3 different military bases. Where is the Rolls-Royce and Boeing engine data? Why was the Inmarsat pings not released to the public until 3 years later through a blogger via one of the families of the victims? These should not be controversial questions, and yet they are, because there's a cover-up 9 years in the making. So why is there so much obfuscation around MH370? Where is the plane exactly? Asking questions is the way to get to the truth. The United States government knows exactly what happened to this plane. True. And they need to issue a formal statement about it. Big facts, guys. I like that guy, whoever that person is. Big facts. Yeah, I think I like my part about asking questions, getting to the truth. I probably didn't need to add the part about the United States at the end, but I think it does its purpose. We know that the United States government knows what happened to this plane. There's a 0% chance they don't know. The more I've been thinking about it, the more I think we need to put more FOIAs in. I want to have like 5 FOIAs that all say that they won't give me information in the interest of national defense. Because the reality is, once we have all those, we can say that they coincide with Edward C. Lynn's FOIA rejection as well, which is wild, right? So, yeah, I like that one. I'm probably going to make another one about... I wanted to make one addressing the Amy situation, but I'm just not really sure what to say. But that's a pretty good video. Now, this was something that the person who I believe who put this is Punjabi Batman, but they've had to, like... I think their accounts are just getting deleted left and right now. So I didn't credit them on here because they posted this on Reddit. So I saw this post on Reddit yesterday. And normally some of the stuff he posts, like not all into it or whatever, but this one was interesting because it claimed that the orbs were slowing down near the end right before the zap. Why did that just start without me pressing anything? And so I looked at it myself. In fact, if you look, because I wanted to make sure this wasn't some manipulation or whatever, like I don't trust anybody, right, chat? I don't trust anyone. So I looked myself. Right? And if you kind of, take a step back and look at it and look at the orbs after they come out here and you see how fast they're moving and wait for it when it gets right about here. And you can actually see the orbs slow down right there. Right about here is when the orbs slow down. Right now. Right about here is where the orbs slow down. And you can actually see them slow down right there. And now I think this coincides with the same point where the orbs reorient in the drone video. Which when I saw that, I went, holy crap. This is one of the biggest finds in the videos at period. I can't believe we didn't notice this until now. So watch this video now. Because he speeds it up. And you can clearly see them slow down right there. Right there. They slow down. Very obvious. This is one of the hugest finds, period. It's easier to see in this one right there. You can see it slow down. This one's even easier right there. So yeah, you absolutely can see the orb slowing down. The orb slowing down is... Now, this is not due to the frame rate. The frame rate's not changing. The frame rate's not changing at all. This is 6 frames per second the whole time. The orbs are actually slowing down in the video there. So this is probably a completely impossible thing for a hoaxer to have added in. Hoaxers would have never added this in, period. Right? So, I mean, we didn't need more confirmation the videos are real. But if anyone is still on the fence, like, this should pretty much put the nail in the coffin. No hoaxers adding in the orbs slowing down right before the zap. And just to really drive it home, I was like, okay, well, in fact, we might play the side-by-side video here now as well. Yeah, I couldn't believe we figured this out. Because now if you watch the drone one, this is the one where I show the orb orientation. Orb orientation changes right here. You can see the cloud in the background right here as well. I can already tell it's the same one. So you see this cloud right here that we see in the background? This cloud? That's the same exact spot where the orbs slow down in the other video. Look at that. So take note of the cloud. Orbs are reorienting the same time where they're slowing down. That's what's happening. We're seeing the orbs reorient and slow down in 2 videos. Incredible. Is this the matching one? Yeah, here you go. Okay. So notice the spot right here, right? Right here is where we're starting to see the cloud here. You see the cloud come in the background? It definitely is the same spot. That's where the orbs are reorienting, and that's where they're reorienting here, and they're slowing down in this video. Both at the same time. I might message Punjabi Batman to see if he can make another version of this without using the color changed version of the drone video. Because it's harder to see the reorientation in this one. I wonder if there's more details we're missing here too. This is like the moments right before the zap. Like the next frame is the zap. And this too pretty much rules out the 2D clouds, because this proves we're looking at 3D clouds from 2 different images, right? Because we can see the cloud in the background here as it floats by. Now, what I think we're seeing based on the position of the drone, I think we're seeing this cloud back here. This cloud in the distance over here is the one I think we're actually seeing from the drone perspective. It's not the one in the front. I think it's the one in the back that we're seeing right here. So you see this cloud in the back here? I think we're seeing this cloud back here. And then when it moves over here, you see the second cloud very clearly because of the angle, right? So the drone is up here somewhere. The drone is first looking over this way, and it would see this cloud if this cloud was in front. But I think this cloud's too low and the plane's too high. So really what it's seeing is this cloud in the back. And then I think it's seeing this cloud here. And right here, this cloud in the bottom is probably seeing the tip of this cloud before it hits here and hits this next cloud right there. Yeah. So there's absolutely no chance that we're looking at 2D picture here. No chance whatsoever. You need a 3D rendered environment to do this and get it to match up like this. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Quite frankly, I spoke a little bit about the cloud thing. There's no chance that we're looking at a 2D cloud. 0% chance. We're not looking at 2D cloud effects here, guys. So, pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. Where are we at now? How long have we been streaming already? Okay, so let's look at 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah, the color channel change version lets you see the clouds better, but it doesn't let you see the orientation of the drone, of the orbs better, right? I mean, this is some of the best. This is one of the possibly the best detail that's ever been found about the videos. This is just crazy. I cannot believe this got discovered 5 months later. Just look at that, chat. Imagine if the people that have been trying to debunk us have been trying to actually solve the case. They would have found all this stuff, right? This is what's crazy is, and we're going to talk a little bit about this in a minute, but the people that are like hating on us and hating on me specifically and saying stuff like I hurt the case, none of these people are actually doing anything to try to solve the case. Nobody's finding anything out except for the people that they're banning. Punjabi Batman, who's finding the details, they just ban him because he finds details they don't want to be disclosed. They ban me because I found all kinds of stuff they don't want that corroborates the videos being real. Because they just can't deal with reality. It's like crazy. And these are the same people who are going to cry about being blocked by me. That's the most ironic part. The people that literally ban only the people that are actually doing the research. Only the people that are doing the research are getting blocked. It's just wild. Or getting banned, right? And then they're going to cry about it. John, what are you going on about, bud? Do you think the time is changing? I don't really understand what you're going on about. Anyway, let's not get too distracted. Wow, I mean, just for a record, if you play like you're a victim in my chat, it's not going to go well for you, man. There's nobody on this planet that is like they have to like, you know, take the floor. Like that's just not how it works in my chat. So if you feel like you're slighted, you're free to leave at any point. No one's stopping you, man. Okay. Okay, let's look back. I want to look at some other bookmarks real quick. Let me see what else we had. Okay, so this was the full video here. I think I put it in the reply, though, so I don't think we need this anymore. So thank you, D'Artagnan Bucock. D'Artagnan Bucock, that's a fun name to say. I just want to thank you very much for posting this video. Appreciate you, sir. I appreciate everybody who's finding me stuff like this. Okay. Oh, somebody else also. Someone else actually has 19 out of 20 Freescale semiconductor scientists. But it's really hard to figure out where they have them seated here. I'm not tracking this. Their graphic needs some help here. This graphic's got too many colors going on. Arwen did a much better job with her graphic in terms of where the passengers were seated. But this is also really interesting because I think if I looked at this, I think that they posted it way back in a while ago. And I asked them who didn't take the flight because apparently one person or a couple people didn't get on the plane or something. Pretty weird. Yeah, don't beg for attention in my chat. Hey, Trajan, welcome, buddy. Okay, now here's another good one, guys. And also, Sebastian actually got quite a lot of views on this, where I think he was comparing the patent that we saw to this. Is this the Nazi one, or is this... Oh, no, this is Tesla's space drive. Yeah. So very interesting. Very interesting, this patent, and comparing it to this. So I think he's got enough attention. I was going to like retweet this or something, but I think he's good on this. But if you want, check out Sebastian's stuff. He's been on it as well. Just keep in mind, guys, even if there's a lot of people out there that want me to look at their stuff, I have to be very careful, vet everything that I'm seeing out there. I don't know what's misinformation, disinformation, or true. So I'm taking a very slow, methodical approach to what I kind of promote and stuff like that out there. It's not personal if I don't promote it. But if I find something that's really, really good, then I will probably be retweeting it. But yeah, this is not the spot to, beg for attention. Now, Jeff Wise, guys, spoiler alert, Jeff Wise maybe posted something worthwhile. How do I make this pop up? There it is. Okay, so Jeff Wise actually put some pretty good evidence out there, Dorian, in terms of the debris field here. Oh, Arwen. See, Arwen's calling out the other person. Arwen's doing even better. Oh, that graphic is yoinked. Got it. Arwen's on fire. I love it. Arwen's working up the chain of my favorite investigators. So case in point here, the Flaperon. So did you guys know that early on they built some replicas and they put them in the water, but they didn't get the answers that they wanted? So they were like, okay, ignore that. What? There's almost no way this debris would have floated all the way over the Reunion Island in a year, I think is basically what this is getting down to. So then the Americans step in. Why would the Americans step in after they had already walked away from the investigation, after they already stopped searching in April the very next month? And they gave them a 777 Flaperon. Lo and behold, it drifted in the direction they wanted, so they decided that it would make it to the Reunion Island on time. So basically, they just fabricated their own support evidence for why the Flaperon floated from the location they wanted to imagine it came from. Wow. That's wild. I didn't know that they did that. But it turns out that when the Flaperon came ashore, wherever it did, like I'm presuming that they didn't wait a year for it to wash ashore. I'm presuming that they picked it out of the water early. That the barnacles supposedly didn't grow the right way. They were growing in a different manner. which doesn't surprise us at all, right? Because I think that the more likely location where they dropped this off was Diego Garcia Island, which is halfway through this drift pattern analysis here. Look at the drift pattern analysis. It goes right past Diego Garcia. Drift pattern analysis goes right past Diego Garcia. In fact, it makes more sense probably for it to be at Diego Garcia. Wow. So I don't know. Got to give a little bit of credit to Jeff Wise. I think this is probably the best work I've ever seen him put out. It's not saying much, but he did good work. Now the question here is, he has no sources on any of this. As far as I can tell, there's no sources on a single one of his things. So is this just coming from his own review? I'm not sure. So if we take him at his word, then okay, then this is pretty damning evidence for the debris potentially not coming from the seventh arc. Yeah, superconductive. There's multiple ways for superconductivity. I've seen the graphite thing. I was probably going to post it pretty soon. I think I have that in my bookmarks as well. So we're probably going to get to that here in a couple minutes. So there you go, John. We got your attention. Let's take a look. I think it's in my list. This is also interesting, but this is too deep for me. I don't really understand this. Apparently, Bob Green or Roy D. Herbert retweeted this, I think. Something about vacuum collapse. Not fully understanding it. Is this the one? Yeah, here it is. Global room temperature superconductivity and graphite. I'm probably going to post this tomorrow. Let's just read the abstract real quick. Hey, Slime Dunkmo, welcome. Hey, Sandy. Hey, everybody. Room temperature superconductivity under normal conditions has been a major challenge of physics and material science since its discovery. Here, the global room temperature superconductivity observed in cleaved, highly oriented pyrolytic graphite carrying dense arrays of nearly parallel surface line defects is reported. The multi-terminal measurements performed at the ambient pressure in the temperature interval 4.5 Kelvin less than T less than 300 Kelvin and the magnetic fields, whatever, 0 to B to 9 T applied perpendicular to the basal graphitic planes revealed that superconducting critical current is governed by the normal state resonance so that whatever is proportional to some other big number, magnetism or magnetization measurements of superconducting screen and hysteresis loops together with the critical current oscillations with temperature that are characteristic for superconductor ferromagnetic superconductor Joseph chains. Provides strong support for the occurrence of superconductivity at temperatures greater than 300 Kelvin. A theory of global superconductivity emerging in the array of linear structural defects is developed, which well describes the experimental findings and demonstrates that global superconductivity arises as a global phase coherence of superconducting granules in linear defects promoted by the stabilization effect of underlying Bernal graphite via tunneling coupling to three-dimensional material. Now, that last part is really interesting, chat. Man, remember the letter to me that the technology induces the superconductivity? This is basically saying that you can have a global phase coherence of superconducting granules. So basically it's saying that when you achieve coherence, the superconductivity automatically is a result of that. That's what this is saying right here. Wow. Oh, okay. So don't worry. We're going to get to that. This is going to be fun. We're going to leave Sia in the chat. I'm not going to block you. So this is pretty cool. So I may post this tomorrow. So I think are we ready to get to that part? Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to get to the part that everybody either loves or hates, which is talking shit about the Redditors, right? So this is the best part. So we have broken the minds of the Redditors. We've literally broken their minds. Like, the debunker subreddit has lost its mind, chat. They have completely lost their minds how mad they are, dude. So, Oh, this is brand new. I don't know. Well, I think this was the guy that we were talking to before, but we'll look at this in a minute. So, where was this? Oh, we'll come back to this one. Lunatic going crazy. The professionalism of an investigator is about to reveal the biggest conspiracy, and now they have a Yahtzee tag, guys. They have a Yahtzee tag. So they were watching the stream the other night, and they got so mad that I revealed the DMs with Jonas. They were furious, chat. Look at this. Let's read some messages. Should I get the sad music playing? Hold on. Let's get the sad troll music playing. Actually, I think they're gonna copyright strike me for playing this. Oh, here you go. This is supposedly copyright-free sad music. Let's see. Hopefully they won't get me on this one. Bum, 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 sad music. Redditors are mad. This guy is a massive dweeb. Have you seen how he acted toward the Lore Lodge YouTube channel? They let him in the show, and he let him make his points and didn't push back at all. As soon as they started to get slightly critical, he flipped out and acted like a child in their live chat. So let's correct the record on this one. We're gonna correct all the false statements made in the chat and these messages here. First one, I literally was going online to stream, and I see them doing a whole stream about me because they got upset because in my DMs, and I already showed all the DMs with Lore Lodge, guys. You already saw. I was 100% respectful of them, and they were upset afterwards. They were so upset about my appearance that they felt like they had to do a whole separate one just talking smack about me and trying to like debunk me. So it was nothing about me freaking out. They were literally acting like children, doing a whole live stream about me. And the only reason why I even saw it is because I was going online to do my own live stream, and I see them live talking about me. I jumped in the chat for about 30 seconds and told them that they were little douchebags, which they are, and they're little kids as well, right? So first message is these people are off their rocker. Like everybody on this Discord that's left here are like the most sad, pathetic people on the face of the planet. And every single message is just gaslighting. It's just some gaslighting, making up total nonsense. There's more, guys. Here we go. Oh, it's Tony Adams. You missed the part where he said he was going to send the families after and the victims after Jonas and have them take everything he owns. Why does this upset you? Yes, I am going to do that. You got it. Well, this is like... And so then this guy calls him out. Like, didn't you try to attempt a recreation, use the video itself? No, there's no part of my video in the recreation. Yeah, well, you didn't recreate anything. You literally, the only 3 parts that were original from Tony Adams' video was the plane, the orbs, and the zap effect. And all 3 of them were dog shit. None of them were even remotely close. I was able to pick out that it was fake the moment I saw the very first orb come in. Not to mention just from the plane that didn't even match. Okay. Well, that escalated quickly. AF is completely tilted. This is coming from the people that are making whole Reddit posts about me. Yeah, I'm the tilted one. He's obsessed with the removal of that video. No, I just literally told him the advice would be, if you don't want all the negative attention you're getting, you should probably just remove the video that's causing it. Seems pretty straightforward, but Redditors aren't the smartest people on the face of the earth, chat. A libel suit would be very interesting. This is classic Redditor morons. The only thing Redditors are more dumb about than debunking is legal issues. Jonas has no case whatsoever against me. None at all. He's even admitted in my chats that even though I told him I didn't say anything false about him, that doesn't matter in Japan. That pretty much just ends the case right then and there. I'm just going to show that to the judge, and it's all over. I don't understand how Ashton can be so flippant about the idea of a pending defamation and lawsuit. Yeah, well, that's because I understand the law and you guys don't. I understand that I'm not even in the right jurisdiction as Jonas. In the world where the photos are legit, he gets torn to ribbons apart in court. These are real people, apparently. In Ashton's version of reality, the forces of government are aligned against him, and he gets a rigged trial and also gets torn to ribbons in court. Guys, this is not going to court. I don't know how delusional you nut jobs are on Reddit, but you need to start getting with the program. Jonas isn't suing me because he has no case. His lawyer is going to tell him that. And his lawyer is going to say, I'll tell you exactly what his lawyer is going to say. He's going to say that even if you were somehow able to win, you wouldn't get any money. The best thing you could do is possibly try to get some content taken down, which I haven't defamed him at all, so no content's coming down, spoiler alert. And all it would do is cost him a shit ton of money. And in the end, he's not going to win anyway. So that's what his lawyer is going to tell him. Redditors don't seem to understand how law works. And this is why, like, if you look at the Disney situation recently, where Redditors thought that, like, Disney was going to destroy Ron DeSantis in Florida, where Disney had their own government set up. Like, they thought that actually Disney was going to win that. And if you go look, I think it's still in the news subreddit. I was looking at, like, this morning or something. All the responses after they've all figured out that they're wrong, and that's not how the law works, and DeSantis, the case got thrown out from Disney. They're all going, Disney's going to appeal. Disney's going to appeal. It's just like the copium from these people are out of their minds. He's grifting. By what definition is anything I'm doing grifting? By what definition? Because 80,000 people are following me on Twitter? I'm not making any of those people follow me. For the record, I didn't pay a single person to follow me. I didn't tell a single person to follow me. Those people are following me because the case is extremely compelling. He's in America and not Japan, so he thinks he's untouchable. Pretty much. This is like reality seeping in. This is like, I honestly hope that all these nut jobs on Reddit try to group up all their money and try to sue me. I think it'll be absolutely an illuminating experience for how much of an idiot these people are. That's not going to go the way he thinks it will. I'll make some popcorn. Okay, guys, yeah, random trolls on Reddit sure know more about the law, I'm sure, than... Let's see, have I actually written a lawsuit? Yes, I have. So I probably know more about the law than all of these people combined. AF just being crazy AF. The irony of this whole thing is that I have a better lawsuit against the people that are falsely defaming me, making false claims about my mental status. That's actually something that is a defamation, like a real defamation. A false claim about someone being crazy and their mental state being crazy is something that's actionable. Like, and if people think they're hidden, Zemus and all these other people, you think you're hidden by your username and your anonymity? You're not. You can be subpoenaed. I can subpoena Reddit for your real information, and I could sue you. The reason why I don't do it is because it's a lot of work, as Jonas is going to find out. And you guys are losers who have no money and nothing to take. If one of you were to come out and it was to turn out that this is like Mark Cuban or something like that, I would take millions from him for making false statements like this about me. But because you're some anonymous loser who's living in your basement, I wouldn't care at all. So let's see what other things that we can address here. As someone who is used to getting galactically downvoted on this sub for shitting on Professor Forbes, coming back and seeing this is so vindicating. What is vindicating about this? Do these people really think that there's going to be a lawsuit against me? Are they that delusional? I actually think that they might be. And first of all, who's downvoting it? This subreddit? Like, if you want to get upvotes, like, that's what you do is you talk about me, apparently, and you try to shit on me. Like, that's what literally almost all the threads are. There's nobody praising me anywhere on a single one of these, any of these posts that get made on here. Like, how delusional are these people that they think they're in a spot where, like, this is where you're getting downvoted? And why are they calling me Professor Forbes in some kind of derogatory way, where I've never held myself up to that level at all? Like, the gaslighting is off the charts on this place. All the DMs from the live stream. Okay, I mean, yeah, I showed my stream. You can just watch my stream if you want. Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, and this guy's straight up like his full-time job. Alpha Debacle's full-time job is posting on Reddit. Literally just about this. Full-time job. Account mated October 6th, 2023. Every single thing he posts about is the videos. And every single thing that gets out there, every post, he's in there. Telling people they don't need to look into it, it's fake, blah, blah, blah. And apparently he's like he knows everything that's out there. Apparently he's an animation director and VXF supervisor who's interested in the airplane abduction hoax, but he's not interested in them at all. He's literally done no investigative work into the videos whatsoever. Not one thing whatsoever. His full-time job is sitting there telling people not to look into it. So let me get this straight. Jonas tells Ashton he's going to file a libel defamation suit and asks where he can send the legal documents. Ashton responds by calling him a fucking loser and says he's warned him never to make a debunking video and to take it down. Not quite. The second part is gaslighting as well. But I did say, yes, you didn't need to make a debunking video and this would have never happened. Exactly. 100% correct. Looks like Ashton won't have his Twitter account a year from now. What do you guys think he even means by that, chat? Maybe you should stick to animation. I kind of doubt that he's not really in animation either. He's practically handing the case to Jonas on a golden platter. It's silver platter, by the way. This is gold, thanks. This guy needs supervision. Like, Alpha Debacle, why don't you tell me who your real name is, Alpha Debacle? And then I'll show you what a real lawsuit looks like. Guaranteed. The irony of people making claims like this and thinking that they have a case against me. I have a stronger case against these people than Jonas has against me. These people have actually defamed me, and I could just go through his comment history and find it. If you want to be brave, Alpha Debacle, why don't you text message me or direct message me? You know which my Reddit account is. Direct message me your real name. Let's see how brave you really are, Alpha Debacle. Turns out, I'm just going to say this, Alpha Debacle, you're a pussy. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here we go. Timely Eggplant. He's such a fucking nerd that desperately wants to be popular. Massive loser energy. Ashton wants Jonas discredited because the cloud photo destroys the only thing he has going for him in his life. You can tell it's driving him absolutely crazy. Is he here to speedrun a defamation lawsuit? How nuts are these people? How totally out of their minds are these guys? They are not living in reality, chat. Totally not living in reality. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't know, like, if you were to take all these people, I bet you like 10% or less of them would actually have a real job. Most of these people's full-time job is just trolling on the internet. They're mostly just losers and unemployable people, right? I have a real job that I do in a real life. Like, I have a feeling like 99% of what you see on here is just projection, right? So, let's see, what else we got? He's actually unhinged and dangerous. What's the basis for this? I'm unhinged and dangerous, chat. Jesus. Okay, John. You can come back tomorrow, John. I'm gonna help you out. Classic narcissistic and abusive behavior. Literally no part of me is narcissistic or abusive. I was the one who got threatened by Jonas multiple times. Empty threats, by the way. And when I told him that I said nothing that was defamatory, his response was, it doesn't matter. If someone was not being honest, what they'd say is, I want you to remove this particular thing that you said that was defamatory about me. But they didn't, because I never said anything defamatory about him. In fact, I hadn't even brought him up. I haven't even really talked about Jonas until he tested the man. And for the record, it was guys, I wasn't even planning on talking about Jonas until people sent me the messages of him talking about trying to sue me in these people's Discord. The people that are talking right here. If they hadn't been bringing it up, then we wouldn't be talking about it right now. So I'm glad you guys are, like, how many people, look at how many of them are just completely obsessed with me. Like, these people, I'm living in these people's heads rent free. I never thought that I would just be somebody who, like, people are just irrationally completely obsessed with. I don't get his obsession with hating on Redditors. He uses it as a slur. I mean, well, you guys proved my point. What's the point of this whole thread? What is these people's obsession with me? You realize you don't have to talk about me. You don't have to watch. I know a lot of them are watching right now. It's like, you are the ones, and we're going to get to that. I think that's at the bottom here. This dude is a dangerous person. This is coming from one of the biggest loser trolls on all of Reddit. That is in every single thread that's out there. He's calling other people a dangerous person? Like, this is actually defamation. Is there truth to him encouraging his fans to use swatting against Jonas? Where does this even come from? Did he just make this up? I've consistently told people not to harass Jonas. Consistently. That's the funniest part. Truth to him encouraging... Like, they're just literally making up false statements. I love it, man. I'll say, if anything, guys, I like the attention that Reddit gives me. It does make me laugh when I see all these gaslighting comments. Okay, is this the one that has a good comment? Tired of him making money off the tragedy? I'm not making any money off the tragedy. What do these people? What money do these people think I'm making? They're not trying to cover up these videos? Man, look at these messages. Look at this subreddit, if you think they're not trying to cover up the videos. Ashton is projecting so hard. Now that's ironic. Look at every message in this entire thread. Wow, this guy's like third post on here. Look, it's Alpha Debacle the pussy again. Wow, completely unhinged. This is coming from a guy who's living his whole life 24/7 on Reddit, posting on this topic even though he thinks it's debunked, and clearly doesn't have a real job, right? That's the person calling us unhinged. I get the strange feeling that Mr. Ashton will go fully insane about 2 or 3 years from now when his high, now when his feeling has ended. Okay, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet, guys. Oh, he's already in lolcow territory. Is this one of the people in our chat? Is Alpha Debacle in our chat right now? I love it, man. Yeah, the rabbits here gets it. So unhinged, bro. So unhinged. Whose chat was that, and how do we report them? This is pretty much classic Reddit, right? Yeah, Joe gets a dead internet theory, right? Dead internet theory. Like, the internet's dead. The real people are gone. All that's left is trolls and nut jobs and bots. Like, that's, especially on Reddit, that's the case here, right? And their initial thought is, how do we report them to get them banned, right? That's what this person's first thought is. Whose chat was that, and how do we report them? Report me for what? Report me for what? Hurting your feelings? These people are so upset, dude. This is just like, this guy's in full-on meltdown copium mode. Oh, does the entire closet just have plaid button-downs? I guess we broke the streak tonight, chat. We got stripes as well. We got stripes as well. Okay, let's see what else we got. I'm going to screenshot all the important parts. This proves that Ashton's a psychopath and not most lack brains, who just made his account a month ago. I chose violence. Wow, this is too much. Is the last? I'm glad you screenshot all the important. Ashton is a psychopath, apparently, for responding to have a legal threat, a completely empty legal threat. But the people making whole threads about me are the ones that are apparently totally mentally stable. Let's see what else we got. It was a little too soon to have somebody be the face of the investigation. Well, feel free to jump in anytime you want, man. Anytime one of these people actually wants to try to solve any part of the case, feel free, man. I mean, literally none of the people in this entire chat, not a single one of them have contributed anything. Not one thing to trying to solve the mystery of the videos. None of them have. Now that we get to the downvoted ones, this is where we're going to find the people of actually have some common sense, most likely. This is how we get to a completely crafted sideshow. Yeah, because this subreddit's not about solving it, right? This subreddit's dedicated to being, like, completely obsessed with me and just, like, following me around at this point. It's a little bit scary. And then let's see what else we got. I think that there was one in here. Oh, no, I don't know where this one was. I saw a good message somewhere where somebody had said, I don't know where it was. Uh-oh, guys, you're making me make money off the tragedy here. BA Technologies, thank you for the $3. I'm profiting off the tragedy. I've made $4.99 on this stream. Profiting off the tragedy. Yeah, imagine if these people spent the full-time jobs that they're doing here actually investigating the videos. They might have found something important, like the orbs slowing down at the last moment, right? Instead, they're not. I could have sworn I saw a message that was like, let me see. I think there's one more. Let's just see if there's another one. Oh, God. That was loud. Oh, Mr. G Wonk. Lunatic Going Crazy, Part 2. That one thread was not enough, right? Second thread, Mr. G Wonk. Do you want me to reveal your identity to the world? I suggest you don't lie about the videos. You told me you're a lawyer with sketchy history. Feels like you could be disbarred for this. But if I were you, I'd delete the Reddit posts and accounts, but it's your choice. So Mr. G Wonk is, what's this guy's name again? He's some ambulance chasing lawyer who has some kind of crazy, like, this guy's whole gimmick, this Mr. G Wonk guy, like, why is he even still around? His whole gimmick is trying to pay people to tell him what to think. I wish I was joking. He did like a thing where he wanted to pay some people to convince him that the videos weren't real and that he was going to stop talking about the videos. He, of course, never went away, because they never do after, like, you know, these people never go away after they've supposedly been convinced that the videos are fake or whatever. Oh, something Seifert, I think his name was. He had already, for the record, he's already doxed himself on Reddit. You can figure out who he is. It's in his Reddit post or history, so I'm not doxing him any more than he was. Plus, he already started it when he did this anyway, so I wouldn't feel bad anyway. He's some kind of ambulance chasing lawyer. Graham W. Seifert. Here he is. This is this guy right here. He's an attorney. Internet folk hero. So one of the first things this guy ever told me was that he has a bad reputation for some reason. Well, I think we can tell why. What's going on with this? I think we can tell why. So he also, if you just go click on his website, the hypercube mathematics towards a unified field theory. This theory is 220 days old. ChatGPT-4 was used in its creation. Apparently everything this guy does, oh, I'm pressing the spacebar, is based on ChatGPT. Like literally what he does, and he's got another bounty here. All he does is pay people to tell him what to think and post ChatGPT stuff. This guy's actually supposedly a lawyer too, a literal ambulance chasing lawyer. Now, if you want to talk about what the definition of a grifter is, and people are taking advantage of people, literally ambulance chasing people is the definition of it, right? Now, I'm not saying that maybe he's a good lawyer, maybe he's not, but his job is literally being an ambulance chaser, and apparently he does the hypercube models of the atom. Now, the funny part is, if you read through the comments here, he makes multiple false statements about the videos, which I've already corrected him like 10 times. There's no possible satellite orbit which would produce the angle and the lack of cloud drift in the satellite. We have the satellite. It's right here. I told him like 10 times before any of our like arguments even happened with this guy. USA 229 is right there at the right time, in the right location, at the right angle. It's right there, and it has a second sister satellite right next to it. He's just making objectively false statements. And I tried to correct him on it, but I don't know what's wrong with him, or like he's got like some issues. Obviously, he has issues. Like because he lets ChatGPT decide what he thinks, and he pays people to tell him what he thinks, which is really weird. If you're a lawyer and you have the bar, the last thing I think you should be doing is trying to start internet fights with people. And the last thing you should be doing is trying to pay people to tell you what to think about weird things like videos you think are fake and hypercube models on the internet. But I just want to point out as well is that we've shown what the Cyber system is. And we've shown that it doesn't matter if the satellite is moving at 16,000 miles an hour. How would the satellite even work if it couldn't take imagery, if it's moving in low Earth orbit? It's because it's a computer program that's pulling in the data. This has all been explained to these people. Right? We've explained it to these people, but he doesn't seem to understand it. So the big question is, you said you wouldn't post anymore. This guy literally made a whole post about how he wasn't going to post anymore. And for some reason, here he is trying to defame me. So Graham Seifert, please stop, man. I don't want to hit you with a defamation lawsuit, but this is a defamation lawsuit waiting to happen. And this can get you disbarred, man. I tried to warn you, man. Like, I don't think you take your job seriously enough as an ambulance chasing lawyer, but you've got major issues, dude, and you need to stop. So Graham W. Seifert, the lawyer in Florida, who is an ambulance chaser, don't make posts like this, man. This is, again, I'm just giving you guys, I give people like honest advice, and they don't listen, and then they freak out when it turns out that I'm right? It's like when I told Julian Dory he should delete the videos because it makes him look bad, and then he's like, well, why do you want those videos to get deleted? I'm like, I don't care, they make you look bad. This is like when I'm talking to Jonas, you should delete your video because you're getting the attention that you said you don't want. And I was as honest as I could be about it, and now he's trying to threaten with fake lawsuits to attack me. I told you to delete your video in the beginning. This is like Graham Seifert, where I told you, don't make crazy posts like this. Don't go out there trying to have people tell you what to think and trying to pay them money for it, and having ChatGPT 4 tell you what to think, man. Just don't do that. I was being honest with you. It wasn't a threat. It was literally just me being honest with you, man. Like, you're just doing this all to yourself. Anyway. Okay, so I think, and like this guy, like Alpha Debacle here, he's already got a lawsuit coming his way if he just gives me his real name, right? Like, he's just making multiple false statements, right? And that's the sad part, is these people, like, I have a better lawsuit against most of these people on Reddit than they have against me. Now, I think I saw one good comment near the bottom on one of these. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, here you go. A lot of these people have multiple accounts trying to make believers look silly. It's all about a disinformation campaign. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. This guy gets it. Mick West is behind the first debunk. Absolutely. Second debunk came out after Kim.com saw the reward. Of course, this guy gets downvoted for just literally stating the truth, right? Both of them came from Reddit accounts. One was 1-day-old Reddit account. Second one came from a 5-day-old Reddit account. They're just making multiple accounts to push stuff out there so they don't have to tie their real names to it. That's a factual statement, right? And of course, everybody goes, well, why does that matter anymore? Because it matters, man. When somebody puts your name behind something, then there's skin in the game, right? Let me see. I think it was down here, maybe. Okay, here. Okay, here it is. Yeah, okay, I found it. Here's the message. Now, is this the same person? No, it's a different person. Here's just a normal person. Of course, all the normal comments are being downvoted, right? No, not for me. I make up my own mind on what I think is true, not based on what other people think is true. I understand what you're saying, though, and I'm sympathetic to the perspective. To my eyes, it's just another manifestation of the human corruption. It's not important to shut it out, lest fester cause. Now, one person says, I don't get the Ashton stuff. Nobody's really quoting him except for debunkers. 100% correct, right? They're not even allowed to post my content here. Like, I'm actually, my content and my name, and I'm banned from this subreddit. I'm the #1 investigator into the MH370 videos, and the subreddit about them doesn't let anything about me get posted on it unless it's negative. If it's negative and defamatory, they let it go up. If it's honest and truthful, they don't let it go up. That's a factual statement. The only people talking about me are debunkers. I think they're only over half his viewer base, probably. And this is the reason why I farm you guys like cattle. And why I talk about you in this Reddit is because then you just give me more attention. It brings more people to me. It brings more people looking at the evidence and more people realizing the truth. So thank you very much, debunkers. Maybe you'll figure it out one day. Probably not, because your egos won't let you get it, understand it. Maybe they want to make him some sort of representative for everybody because it's more entertaining for them to believe that he's some sort of messiah to people rather than how he's actually perceived by the majority. Some dude who got scammed during a live stream. Now, even though this is not even in support of me, I still agree with this person because I'm not anybody special at all. I'm just a normal guy. I'm definitely not any kind of messiah that they're like literally trying to turn me into. I'm not. I've never claimed to be that. I've always said the exact opposite of that. It's all 100% gaslighting and false statements and character assassinations, right? Same thing happened with the Batman dude. It did. Punjabi Batman. This whole subreddit reminds me loosely of the Stanford prison experiment. And they feel like they're the guards, the arbiters of truth. I doubt they realize that their behavior is just as entertaining to the people who think that the videos might be real. The The circle jerking is so intense I can't help find the humor in it. Now you know why I just spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes talking about this. Exactly. Because this is just as entertaining to us as you guys imagine it is for you. Although I think that based on the completely unhinged posts, I don't think this is entertaining to you. I think this guy's actually upsets you guys. For us, this is just entertainment. So keep it coming, folks. I appreciate it. Debunkers, you guys keep doing your thing. You guys are the best. You're giving me a lot of content. Okay. Now, where's the music? Is this one the music? Yeah, Crypto Beauty. Yeah, they banned us from the sub. Oh, I've been banned from the subreddit for forever. Yeah, these people are completely off their rockers. Let's see what other kind of comments we got. Anyway, let's get back to the focus of what's going to come next. Unless anyone has any other questions. A lawyer and a squirrel are in the middle of the road, splatted. What's the difference? The skid marks are in front of the squirrel. Yeah, the Jonas DeRoe lawsuit's going to hit hard. Yeah, you got it, Starlanta. Make sure you guys help support him. He's going to need the money. Like I said in the early on, if there's anything that Redditors are worse at than debunking, it's understanding the law. Hilarious. They are just completely copium to the max. Okay, what else we got? Oh, they said that I threatened them because they... So if you want to know why I got banned from this subreddit, and they actually would lie about it as well. They would lie about why I got banned. So what they did was they put up a false tag. One of these tags they would put up was potential scammer. And anytime my content got posted here, they would put potential scammer next to my content. So I was threatening to sue them, and I sent a cease and desist to Reddit, and I sent them a message saying that they're not going to be protected by their anonymity, and I will subpoena Reddit, and I will sue them. And they said that that was a threat, and that's why they banned me. Well, in a sense, it's a threat because they were defaming me, and I was going to sue them. And so what happened the very same day Reddit got my cease and desist, the tag went away. What a coincidence. The very same day Reddit received my cease and desist, the tag went away. Because that is defamation. When you call somebody a scammer who's not, that's a defamatory statement. The moderators of this subreddit did defame me, and they got a cease and desist sent to Reddit overall, and this very same day that they received it, the tag went away. Factual statements. Now, why am I banned? That's the reason why I'm banned, apparently. So, truth hurts for a lot of people out there. Truth hurts, folks. Let's talk about what's coming next, guys. So for tomorrow, we've got the investigation into Rolls-Royce. No, it was literally potential scammer, not potentially misleading information. It was literally potential scammer. Potential scammer. I know very well because I'm the one who sent the cease and desist about it. Okay, so don't gaslight me, Ziazzy. Go talk to the moderators about them. Get them to admit the truth. They've been lying to you. They've been lying to you. Yeah, they got Punjabi Batman completely banned off the entire Reddit. And this is why I don't post at all either, like pretty much anywhere, because they just mass spam report you, right? Just like the one person who said, is there a way we can report him? Right? Because these guys are just nut jobs, and what they want to do is they want to punish everybody who doesn't think like they do. That's what they want to do. That's what a Redditor is. They want to punish everybody who doesn't think like they do. And it's been transparent from the first day. That's why the investigation has taken off. That's why I have 4 times more followers than this whole subreddit has members. Simple as that. Now, the last thing is we're going to look into Rolls-Royce. Now, we found a lot of stuff about Rolls-Royce in general, and we are also going to attack the Inmarsat pings and the Inmarsat data pretty heavily. I'm also planning on setting up a space. We're going to have another space with Jake Chansley probably next week because a lot of people will get really upset about it, so that just makes me want to talk to him even more. And we're going to talk about advanced technology and the censorship and how they hide this type of information and misinformation and the brainwashing that happens on sites like this. Let me switch over to the big screen. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm also, what was I going to say? I also want to set up a space where we can try to get okay, well, we're going to ban you now. These are the people that are trying to take the high road, right? The people that want to try to dox me and stuff like that, they're the ones who want to take the high road. That just shows how upset they are. They're so mad, dude. And they're just such hypocrites, too. They're the exact kind of scum, the worst people on the planet that they pretend like I am. So Rolls-Royce, we're going to show that we've got Lockheed Martin has had a contract with them. Rolls-Royce is knee-deep in the conspiracy, 100%. They didn't release the engine data. We actually have an article from Wall Street Journal where they backtracked on it after the information came out, where they said that the engines were shut down normally. If the engines were shut down normally, they didn't crash into the ocean, right? Jake is also one of my favorite people. He's a really nice guy, actually. And he served his time. So whether or not no matter what you think about January 6th, Jake already served his time for what he did. He served his time. That's how the justice system works. You serve your time, and then you get out, and now you can be a normal person again, right? That's the whole point of the justice system. And so we're going to have an awesome talk with him. It's probably going to be huge. I can't wait to start promoting it the moment we figure out the exact date. Probably going to be early next week. And then the Inmarsat pings. I've got an Inmarsat thing that says that there was a plane that was in the sky, supposedly, and turns out it was on the ground the whole time with the pings. We have been attacking the whole, you saw their analysis and the Ashton report that they made or whatever, where they just made up their own methodology for how to calculate the pings. So it's going to be really easy to kind of shatter the illusion that the Inmarsat pings have any value whatsoever, especially because we would have found the plane if those Inmarsat pings worked, right? And yeah, that's about it. So I think that was a good review for tonight. An hour and a half, a little bit longer than I wanted. Yeah, so definitely don't miss the Jake space, guys. I might even ask him to come on Hard Truths. You think that Jake would be a good Hard Truths? The thing about Jake, like, he knows a lot about the science and stuff where we could talk to him. Now, he's not a scientist, right? But I could talk to Jake for hours for sure, you know? He's just a good guy. My biggest concern talking to Jake on YouTube is getting copyrights or getting striked. Because apparently if you talk about anything J6 related on YouTube, you get striked. So maybe if there's a way we can talk about other stuff not related to that, we won't get striked. I'm not really sure. But I may actually even invite him to come on Hard Truths. Would be pretty cool. I just think he's a cool guy. And the other thing about it is, too, is that this is the last thing I'll say is I also was a person that was a CNN brain in the past, right? So I thought that all the QAnon stuff was like this brainwashing thing. And then slowly as I kind of got out of my own brainwashing, I realized the whole QAnon thing was just like a label, a fake label they give people. There isn't even a real thing as such as QAnon, right? And they just give a label to people like that and they discredit them. And then when I actually talked to Jake in real life, he turned out to be nothing like I would have expected. Nothing at all. I thought he was going to be like a gun-toting, like chest-puffing, like conservative. Turns out he's like the stereotypical libertarian. He knows all about UFOlogy. He's like the nicest, most gentle dude ever. Way nicer than I am. Copyright stroked. So yeah, he's just a fun guy to talk to. I like him a lot. Yeah, we could just do X exclusive, and we might do. Yeah, maybe if I just don't stream it to YouTube, that might be the play as well. So I'll probably talk to him about it. Yeah, I think that having left-wing people wake up is an important factor, and it's important as well for the case because a lot of people I find on the left just believe whatever the TV and the newspaper and the media tells them. I don't think this phenomenon is strictly related to the left. I think that if the right wing had control of the media, then it would be probably just as pervasive. But that's just the current situation in the United States right now. Is the left wing pretty much controls every single TV station that's out there and all the newspapers, except for some very, very few exceptions. And even Fox News got rid of Tucker Carlson, and the whole Dominion thing was really weird. So yeah, I mean, I definitely took a red pill. There's no doubt about that. And that's where, I've been honest about that. I try to be as honest about everything as I can. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go to sleep. It was nice chatting with you tonight. And, check me out on Twitter tomorrow. We have a lot of content to check out. I'm probably going to take a look at this tonight before I go to bed and see if this Vimeo thing is anything real or important. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.